Welcome to the Love Show. Today I have with me the expert at the art of pickup.
On the Love Show.
It's the Love Show.
You know, it's like the Love Boat.
Yeah,
right?
It is really the Love Boat.
I couldn't believe the name wasn't taken.
Right.
It blows my mind.
I know.
Well, okay, so what we're going to talk about is we're going to kind of have a new show concept where we talk about dating, we talk about relationships, but we also talk about the art and science of picking up girls, and also for you ladies being better at dealing with all the things that you're going to deal with dating wise.
Yeah.
And you know, it's so interesting because, well, my lovely co-host here has been advising guys much by accident, I think, originally, right?
I think I felt like I was just nagging them at first, but somehow it became valuable to them.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and you told me, so it was like friends of friends and just guys that you knew.
And I hang out with a lot of dudes. I'm just like that kind of girl. Like I'm let's get a beer and hang out kind of girl. I love hanging out with dudes. I just feel like it's great.
So they start coming to you for advice, and then I guess they set other people to you. Okay.
Real basic stuff at first. What should I wear on this date? That kind of thing.
Right.
And then it turned into, oh, she said this. What do I do? You know, or she hasn't texted me back in 3 days.
Right.
Like, is she still interested? How do I get her back? You know?
Well, you know, and the thing is, when people are asking for advice after the fact, it's too late.
It's too late, right.
And so that's, I think, part of why you started. Yeah. Okay.
Yep. So just basically giving my friends advice, and then friends telling friends to ask me questions or asking questions for their friends. And then I got this weird call out of nowhere one day. I'm with the kids at the mall trying to do my day. So busy, not ready for this.
Of course, sure.
He calls and he's like, hey, I have a really quick question for you. Like, do you have time? I'm like, no, I'm busy. Like, leave me alone. He's like, what if I paid you? And then I was like, people will pay me for this?
Oh, you know what? I think I know who you're. I'm not going to say who it is.
Yeah, don't tell.
Yeah,
because confidentiality.
Right. Okay. So I had heard of you through clients of mine,
right,
who were also coincidentally clients of yours, or past clients or current clients, whatever.
Friends, whatever. Yeah.
And so when I'd heard about you, and then we finally met, you know, I wasn't sure if you were going to believe that this stuff actually works.
Oh, I'll be honest with you. I had no belief that it worked. I really thought that you were coming up with just bullshit.
Yeah.
Really. Like the things that you told me when you outlined the structure of exactly how you do what you do seemed unbelievable to me that this would work.
It was unbelievable to me when I first saw it in action.
Right. It was unbelievable even more when we went to a bar and I saw you do it. I couldn't believe. I mean, this bartender, she was smoking hot. She was super busy. She was the only one back there. She's trying to get things done as quickly as she can. Not really talking or chumming up with anybody. Didn't seem like she wanted to. And just a few things that you did. One question you asked her and a little bit of body language, and she was like putty in your hand. I could not believe it. Like, it doesn't seem like it would work, but it does.
Yeah, and the thing about it, from my point of view, is when I first learned these techniques and saw kind of this secret style that I learned, I was so surprised at how subtle and how not obvious it actually looks.
It doesn't look aggressive. Honestly, you look disinterested in the girl.
Yep.
It's very different than things I've experienced at bars, where guys are super aggressive, you know, the whole lean in, put your arm up against the wall, trap me in and try to talk to me kind of thing. So opposite. The things that you do and say actually make a woman lean in to want to communicate with you.
Yeah, oh, there's a huge difference. But the thing is that for one, maybe that was just lucky.
Maybe.
But also, even knowing what I know won't help. See, the problem is a lot of these systems give guys the tools, but they don't give men the inner state of being necessary to use the tools, and they've separated these two concepts and called it inner game and outer game.
Right.
And you know, one reason I think that we ended up connecting is the realization that a lot of these men are having the exact same type of problem.
Right.
And so we decided, okay, well, we're going to start talking about this and kind of conglomerate the patterns that we've noticed just from years of experience and,
Right.
and training and giving guys advice.
Yeah. I think it will be very valuable to people to see both of our spins on things. And I think it might get a little hairy. Maybe we might have a couple disagreements about what men and women want. But
Well, and see, that's a perfect example that men and women don't always have to agree. And
No.
how do you handle that?
Right.
How do you know when to stand your ground?
Sure.
And how do you know when to recognize it as something that maybe isn't that big a deal, but the other person's trying to make a big deal
Right.
out of, and things like that. Yeah, so there's a lot of things to navigate, and unfortunately, in the society that we live in now, as you know,
Right.
the dating world is like a weird jungle. There's all kinds of different
Oh, it's so different.
characters
From
out
the time
there.
I left when I got married to the time
Yeah.
I got divorced and was back in the dating scene, it's night and day. Night and day. And I think America's in for a treat with getting to know all the secrets.
Getting to know all the secrets. Well, and now you did matchmaking for a little while,
Correct.
and you still do.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Now, please don't call us and ask for the matchmaking services.
Right.
You do that very, I
It's
guess, exclusively.
very limited. Yeah, at this
right.
point, like it just got to the point where I have to be very selective about how many cases I take on because I just get overwhelmed.
Right. Yeah. No, I get it. So, what do you think is the most, like one of the bigger mistakes that women make? And one of the bigger, I think that women make the mistake of thinking like the cliches. Men only want one thing.
Right.
He's not that into you.
Sure.
Or, these belief structures, and maybe men have some of those too. What do you think?
I think the biggest thing for women, if I could tell them one thing, is you don't have to be a bitch to get a man. You do not need to, and you're going to attract the wrong man every time. It's the biggest thing. I think men want women who are kind.
Right. I think, it's funny because the most dominating women, or women who try to be dominating, end up with men who are the most dominating.
Right. And there's a clash there. You have to be very selective in what you're looking for in another person. If you truly are a dominating woman, you don't want a dominating man because it's just a fight every single day.
Sure. And you can actually see this in Hollywood relationships and stuff like that, which I can't wait till we start talking about.
Oh, yeah.
For now, we're going to get going. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.